Moving into our last segment this week on the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast, we got our extra juicy dogs. Hoo, 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 hoo. This is where we give you a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and tight end that you can feel comfortable putting in your fantasy lineups. Might be a smash hit because of a matchup, might be a guy lower down in the rankings, a sleeper that you can slide in there in your flex. But we're going to start here at the quarterback position. I'll lead us off here, Kyle. I got Dak Prescott. Dallas Cowboys, they always play on Thanksgiving. The Washington football queefs this year. Dak Prescott, he's been hot here lately. He's QB6 on the season. His last 4 games, he has 13 touchdowns and only 2 picks. That's a pretty solid ratio. Probably getting close to Russell Wilson on that one. Him and CeeDee Lamb, they're clicking. Coming off that bye, CeeDee Lamb put up 3 straight games over 150, I think. The Cowboys, they're 12.5-point home favorites. This game has a 48.5-point over-under. That's tied for the highest on the week. And lastly, the Washington football queefs, they're 32nd against quarterbacks. Dead last, Dak Prescott. He's going to light them up. Big game coming for the Cowboys, double-digit wins. What do you think about Dak? And give me your extra juicy quarterback for this week, Kyle.
I think Dak's a great pick. You're going to see later in my extra juicy picks that I have another player on their offense. But yeah, no, I think it's a great pick. He's been playing really well. Like you said, Washington's defense, their secondary is just bad. So, no, I think that's a great pick. As for my extra juicy dog, I am picking Lamar Jackson.
Ooh.
And the reason why is because he's playing the Chargers. And if you play the Chargers, you're going to have a good game. And so he's already been playing well. I'm honestly terrified that an NFL record is not broken on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most all-purpose yards.
Wow.
Maybe 170 rushing,
Woo.
300 passing. Yeah, it could happen. We're that bad. Could happen. Lamar, if you got Lamar on your team, start him. I promise you. He's going to have a good game. Yeah.
I like
that
have
a good game.
I like that pick. I know that's tough to take him against your Chargers. Lamar Jackson, QB4 on the season, having a great year.
Yeah.
My extra juicy dog at the running back position for week 12. I'm going to go to Joe Mixon. They're playing the Steelers Sunday morning. And you think, oh, the Steelers, you don't want to take a running back against the Steelers, but they're actually 22nd this season against running backs in fantasy. Joe Mixon might be surprised to you, Kyle. He's running back 10 on the year. Running back 10. He has had at least 4 receptions in 4 games this year, so he's getting dump downs. I think he's going to get even more dump downs with Jake Browning now at quarterback. He's tied for 5th in the NFL in carries with 153, so he's getting the work on the ground. He scored in 4 straight games. Damn it, Kyle, let's make it 5. I got my buddy, Mr. Tutty, for Joe Mixon against the Steelers. He's finding the end zone. Bengals are going to need to rely on Joe Mixon a little more. He's going to score against the Steelers this week.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good pick. He has had a good year, a much better year than I thought he was going to have. I think the Bengals did a good job fixing their offensive line this offseason, better than I thought. Some of the moves they made worked out a lot better than I thought. So I think that's a great pick. As for my pick, I'm going to go with another Cowboy. I'm going to go with Tony Pollard.
Yep.
Washington, they recently at the trade deadline gave up Chase Young, gave up Montez Sweat, both their very good edge rushers. Something you don't think about in when you're getting rid of edge rushers is they also play a large part in the run game in setting that edge. And I don't think they've got anybody to set that edge. I think Tony Pollard's going to have a massive game. They gave up 175 rushing yards last week. So I think it's going to be another big rushing game for the opponents. I'm picking Tony Pollard.
Nice. I had Tony Pollard last week. I guaranteed a touchdown for him. Finally got back in the end zone. Tony Pollard might be heating up too. My extra juicy dog at the wide receiver position. Damn it seems like we're picking on the Washington football team or the Washington football queefs, but I'm going CeeDee Lamb. I got a nice little stack here with Dak Prescott. They're playing tomorrow like we talked about in that middle game. Get some turkey in your belly before this Cowboys game because it's going to be a beatdown. CeeDee Lamb, his last 4 games in full PPR scoring formats, he was wide receiver 15 last week. the week before wide receiver 2, week before wide receiver 2, week before wide receiver 1. Okay. I talked about it with Dak. These two guys figured something out during the bye week. Cowboys are 12.5-point home favorites. 48.5-point over-under is tied for the highest on the week. The Commanders, they are 31st against wide receivers, second to last. I'm piling on here. I'm going CeeDee Lamb with my buddy, Mr. Tutty. I think CeeDee Lamb is going to catch one, baby. Call me greedy, but I think CeeDee Lamb finds the end zone tomorrow, Thanksgiving, Turkey Day. Him and Dak Prescott, they're gonna be wrestling over that turkey leg at the end of the game. They're both gonna be chewing on it because it's gonna be an ass beating.
Yeah. I don't know about the ass beating part, but like I said, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think Dallas is going to put up points. I think that's a great pick. CeeDee Lamb's been playing out of his mind. That's another receiver, extremely good in all aspects of the game, run after catch, route running, got a little bit of explosiveness in there. So I think that's a great pick. I'm also going to be doing a stack of my own by picking Mr. Zay Flowers.
The rookie.
Once again, going against the Chargers. I think we're 32nd in EPA allowed or 31st in defensive EPA allowed. Horrible. Just receivers just feast on us, man. Like I said, Jordan Love had his first 300-yard game of his career against us. They put up 400-plus all-purpose yards. Like, offenses just feast against the Chargers defense, and I think it's going to be another one. We've got nobody that can really hang with Zay Flowers. Also, our coach doesn't know how to scheme. It'll be 31. He'll have him 10 yards off the line or cornerback. So you get the ball with 5 yards of free space. And if Zay Flowers has 5 yards of free space, that could turn into a touchdown at any time. So to go along with that, my buddy, Mr. Tutty, Zay Flowers.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, I know he's kind of as far as fantasy goes, he's kind of a spot starter, a flex player. I think this is the week you play him. I think he's going to have quite a few receptions, especially if you're in a PPR league. Quite a few receptions, and also, like I said, I think he's getting in the end zone. So you got Lamar, you got the Lamar Zay Flowers stack. Definitely put that in, lock that in. I think it's going to be a good week for you.
Heck yeah, I like that. 1 touchdown in the season for Zay Flowers. Going to get his second this week. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Lastly, my extra juicy dog at the tight end position. I'm coming out here to Denver, Colorado, because the Cleveland Browns are in town, and I'm going David Njoku. Okay, they're playing Sunday afternoon out here. David Njoku's tight end 11 on the season. He had 15 targets last week. His targets over the last 5 games, he had 15 last week, then 9, 6, 8, 9. You can't find me too many tight ends that can say that right now. He's now tied in 4th at the tight end position in targets with 69. He's getting looked at. The Broncos, okay, their defense has improved since they got their ass beat since they gave up 70 points to the Dolphins. Their defense has definitely improved, but still
hard to get worse.
hard to go down from that. But the Broncos still on the season, they are dead last against the tight end position in fantasy. They're 32nd. I'm going David Njoku to have a nice game. I'm not going to guarantee a touchdown. I'm not going to get greedy. Okay, I'm not going to get too greedy. David Njoku, you can fire him up if you got him. If you're in a situation you're debating him and I don't know Taysom Hill or him and I don't know Trey McBride. I'm random tight ends right now. Kyle Pitts. I don't know. Throw David Njoku in over those guys.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good pick. The reason why the Broncos are so bad against tight ends is they don't really have the linebackers that can move. I like Josie Jewell. He's a good linebacker, but he's a run stopper, not a lateral mover, not a coverage guy. So I think that's a good pick. My pick is going to be TJ Hawkinson. Like I said earlier, that Bears team is just not good. Talent's not there. I believe they picked up 2 big contracts, Tremaine Edmonds as middle linebacker and TJ Edwards. I think TJ Edwards is still on IR. He was their best coverage linebacker. Tremaine Edmonds is an athlete, but he has no idea what he's doing in the open field. I think Hawkinson gets lost. I don't think, like you said, that Justin Jefferson's going to play. I don't think they're gonna feel like it's worth it. I think they can win without him and give him another week of rest. So I think Hawkinson's gonna get a lot of targets, and I think it's gonna be a good play for you next week. So
I like TJ Hawkinson. Joshua Dobbs has definitely impressed us after the trade from Arizona to fill in for Captain Queef Cousins. Good start there for TJ Hawkinson.